Hello students, welcome to our video. In this video, we are going to see the 8th history, chapter number 7, part 2, that is the education and the British rule. So already in our last video, we learned the part 1 of this chapter, education and the British rule. So now we are going to see the part 2 of this 7th chapter, children. So let's go to the video. What are the learning objectives we are going to learn from this chapter, children? The futures of the new education system describe the changes in the indigenous systems of education and the growth of national education. So these are all the learning objectives we are going to learn from this chapter. So let's start our topic. First, we start from the national education. Okay. As feelings of nationalism gained the momentum, the many Indians started to feel the need to devise a system of education that would be the national in scope and the content. So this gave rise to the national education movement in India. And the next one, several educational institutions were founded, such as Dayananda, Anglo-Vedic. That means they are called as the DAV schools, and the colleges founded under the Arya Samaj. And the next one, some of the important leaders like the Satish Chandra Mukherjee and the Aurobindo Ghosh and Rabindranath Tagore. He is a Satish Chandra Mukherjee. So in 1906, leaders like the Satish Chandra Mukherjee and the Aurobindo Ghosh and the Rabindranath Tagore established the National Council of Education. And in Bengal, one of the important places for the education reforms that means the primary aim of which was to impart the literary, scientific and the technical education. So under its supervision, the several schools and the colleges were established in the different parts of the Bengal. So the new approaches to the education. What are the new approaches, children, by the famous leaders like the Rabindranath Tagore and the Mahatma Gandhi? What they said about the education system in India? The Rabindranath Tagore was one of the foremost critics of the Western model of the education. He came up with the idea of an alternative system of the learning. He set up a school at the Shanti Niketan near the Calcutta in 1901, which later grew into the Vishwa Bharati University. So this is the entrance of the Vishwa Bharati University, and this is the building of the Vishwa Bharati University, and this is the image of the Rabindranath Tagore and the Mahatma Gandhi ji. So next one, the Mahatma Gandhi too was a fierce critic of the English education, and he believed that the undue importance being placed on the English as a medium of the instruction in schools was a sign of India's subservience to the British. So he was favor of promoting the vernacular education at the village level. Gandhi developed the concept of the Untitled or the new learning in 1937. So this system of education advocated a balanced development of the mind, body and the soul. So this is the image like the skill-based learning introduced by the Mahatma Gandhi, that is the Untitled, called as a Untitled. So and the next one is Aligarh. He is the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, a social reformer and the visionary, felt that the position of the Muslims in India had started deteriorating after the revolt of 1857. So he decided to introduce the Western education in order to uplift their conditions and set up them on the path of the progress and the modernity. So he set up the Scientific Society of the Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh in 1864 to translate the Western scientific works into the Urdu language in 1875. So let's see the short video of the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. So this is a short video of about the Sayyid Ahmad Khan. That means Islam's social reformer of the education. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Is that the established the Muhammadan Anglo-Oriental College, which would impart the Western education along with the Islamic learning. In 1921, the college went on to become the Aligarh Muslim University, that is short form AMU. It was designed to train the Muslims for the government services in India and prepare them for the advanced training in British universities. And the next one person in the Baroda, that means Sayajirao Gaikwad III, that is the Maharaja of Baroda. The ruler of Baroda, Vadodara, Gujarat, Maharaja Sayajirao III, that is his period was 1863 to 1939. He played a significant role in introducing the educational reforms in the state. So during his reign of 60 years, the Maharaja implemented the various measures to promote the study of the arts and the science and the women's education. Okay, and one of his most important achievements in the field of education was to lay the foundation of the Baroda College of Science in 1880. So this college later merged with the Maharaja Sayajirao University, that means in short form MSU, which was established by the Maharaja's son Pratap Singh Gaikwad. Okay, and the last topic of the chapter, children, that is in the 19th century in Europe was an increasing push for the promotion of the women's formal education by the women, and one such woman was Emily Davis. She is the Emily Davis. Okay, Davis, who actively fought for the women's rights, including the right to earn the degrees and the teaching qualifications, and she was a founder of one of the first colleges for the women, so the Girton College, which went on to be the affiliated to the University of the Cambridge. So that's all the topics, children. So let's recap of this chapter from the beginning. That means the first chapter we learned the education in British India and the introduction of the Western education in India and the Wood's dispatch in 1854 and the analysis of the Western system of the education, national education, and the new approaches to the education and the Rabindranath Tagore and the Mahatma Gandhi and the Aligarh and the Baroda. So these are all the topics covered, children. Thank you all. Thank you.